But flash forward to today, as you see in the news, these tech giants, they came into this agreement, this deal with Trump, a $500 billion contract for this AI program, Stargate. What some people may not know is that even before this $500 billion deal, Stargate was being built. The data center was being built in Texas a year before Trump's presidency in 2024. Look at this Reddit post right here. It says Stargate Site 1, Texas, January 2025. This was over a month ago. This came out 2 days after the announcement of this $500 billion program. And people said, well, how could they have built this so fast? Well, no, that is because, again, this was being worked on back in 2024. But my thing is, did they build Stargate or did they find Stargate? Is this data center built on top of something, just like CERN is theorized to have been built on top of the Temple of Apollo? Think of the name Stargate. What is a Stargate? A Stargate is a portal. And like I said in the beginning of the video, in 2024, around the same time this was built, there was an explosion of portal imagery as if they were celebrating something. So talking about 2024 portals, Stargate, the data center of Stargate is currently being built in Abilene, West Texas. And again, the construction had to have started in 2024. Well, something also strange happened in Abilene, Texas in 2024 as well, under Abilene, Texas.
For the second day in a row, an earthquake rattled homes in West Texas, but even some people here in North Texas felt this one. The 5.1 magnitude earthquake rumbled across the state at 9:28 a.m. The epicenter was near Hermleigh, Texas. That's about 200 miles west of Fort Worth. Yesterday, a smaller 2.5 magnitude quake hit that area, and a 4.9 magnitude earthquake hit there Monday. If you felt the earthquake this morning, you aren't alone. We've gotten reports of people feeling the shakes in cities like Aubrey, Granbury, and even to the east in Saxe and Collin County. Boy, that is that's a wide area there, Kylie.
Yeah, Brandon, it sure is. I've also put up a graphic behind me to show you a closer look as well. But in fact, we've seen people that have reported feeling some residual tremors as far north as the Red River. And even a little bit closer to home, a couple folks in downtown Dallas saying that they felt some of that residual tremors as well. So this is a 5.1 magnitude earthquake. That's pretty large, especially for this part of the country. Again, reported a little before 9:30 this morning, just to the north and west of Abilene, and like Brandon mentioned, about 200 miles west of DFW.
That is right. It was reported back on July 29th, 2024, that 103 earthquakes in 1 week had struck West Texas, around the location of Abilene. There was even a state of emergency declared. There were earthquakes as high as a 5.0 magnitude, which is a very nice size for this area, because this area of Texas naturally does not get earthquakes. It's not a very seismically active part of the country. To this day, there was never any concrete answer or any confirmed answer as to what caused these earthquakes. 103 earthquakes in 8 straight days. But they said that it's 99% likely to be linked to local oil fields, and that's always possible. But Texas is known for its oil fields, and these residents around Abilene and in Abilene, they were saying how they've never experienced anything like this before in Texas. Is it possible that something else was happening beneath the ground of Abilene involving Project Portal or Project Stargate? Maybe certain organizations were looking for something beneath Abilene and they found it. This data center could be a front, or perhaps this data center could research and power whatever they found beneath the ground. A portal, a Stargate.
Larry, why on this day one do you think you decided to do this? I assume you've been working on it for a long time.
We have been working on it for a long time. The first data centers are actually under construction in Texas already, and we'll be turning them over to Sam to start training their next model. The data center we already built, it was the largest computer ever built. The data center we're building will surpass it and be the largest computer ever built, which enables this AI.
Or perhaps in other words, this data center has a very massive computer that powers and enables whatever ancient technology they found. Some of you may be saying, a Stargate, a portal, ancient technology under Texas, that is stupid. That is such a stupid theory. Where are you getting this from? I'm about to click off. Well, before you click off, let's not forget there were theories in the past of other stargates residing beneath the Earth. There is a stargate believed to be in Sri Lanka. Matter of fact, if you were to look it up, it's a archaeological site, and it's called Stargate on the map. There is a very specific reason as to why they call it Stargate, and we'll get back to that in a moment. But one of the biggest theories has to do with Iraq. Many believe that the United States invading Iraq was under false pretenses because we were told the United States was invading due to weapons of mass destruction. When no weapons of mass destruction were presented, we all believed that it was a lie. But maybe, just maybe, the United States did indeed get weapons of mass destruction, but not in the way that we're thinking. Again, truth in plain sight, double speaking. It is believed, not believed, it is a well-known fact that the United States had taken many artifacts after the invasion of Iraq. When the raids began, a lot of loot, a lot of gold, a lot of artifacts, tablets, and so forth were taken from Iraq during the invasion. And as you can see here, that's no conspiracy theory because news came out that in 2021, a lot of these items were returned, but who knows if these were the original items. Now, when this came out, and again, no weapons of mass destruction were presented, if you go to the CIA website, they released a FOIA document, and it's titled Key Intelligence Task 91004, and as you read this, it says Collection Stargate. And it all has to do with the 1991 Iraqi War. It even says right here, large groups of objects now buried in the sand will be uncovered. And it all talks about the battle that is taking place in Iraq. But again, read this, Collection Stargate. A big theory came out that the United States actually invaded Iraq to access an ancient Stargate. A lot of people believe this to the point that once again, the fact checkers had to come out to quote unquote debunk this.